So 12 days ago, before I was put on timeout, thank you very much, YouTube, I made this video for all them dumb wannabe Masons or whatever they're pretending to be. That say that if you say Saturn's the devil, you don't understand anything. And so I just used the tarot deck right here. You see the tarot deck? You see that devil card? You know what that card's associated with? Saturn, Capricorn. So I just wanted to show you how it's totally cool. And it's actually factually accurate if you say Saturn's the devil. You find if you read the Iliad or the Odyssey, Kronos, Saturn, it's in jail. And it's just a real difficult thing for people to understand that Saturn's not your answer. And what's so funny, this young guy on YouTube got a real big ego, but he's got some good information the other day. It's really funny. I ain't saying nothing to him, so let him think whatever he wants, just like everybody else. But I'm going to say what I want to say and go with my perspective. He said that Saturn and Jupiter are your highest selves. It's the most hypocritical statement next to the strike I got on YouTube. Let me tell you why that is. Because Jupiter is the one that put Saturn in prison. So if you were to go up there and say that Saturn and Jupiter are your highest selves, you're going to start a war, because there is no Saturn and Jupiter. There's either Jupiter or there's Saturn. That's what it's all about. It ain't about both of them. It's about one of them ruling. That's why Saturn's ass was thrown in jail. And that's why I had the whole thing started, because everyone was afraid of someone else ruling. So if you were to go up there and say Saturn and Jupiter, your highest selves, like, we're going to kill you, and then we're going to go back to killing each other. But it's a lack of understanding. It really is. So I made that video. Anyway, and then 2 days later, and I've been telling you for a long time, tale of two sisters, right? Saturn's truly feminine, and it's a tale of two sisters. You have a celestial and a terrestrial mother. Everything comes from the feminine. Saturn's feminine. So I make that video 12 days ago mentioning tarot deck and Saturn. 2 days later, this lady makes this video. Take a listen. It's great.
On August 8th, but August 11th, we have a super moon. That's full sturgeon super moon. Well, what's a sturgeon moon? It's a fish. Okay, so we're back to the fish again with this full moon, and it's a super moon. It's the last one of this year. Okay, and it's happening in conjunction with Saturn in Saturn's house of Capricorn. The significance of Saturn and the moon conjunction is important because Saturn is ruling Capricorn, right, and Aquarius, but he rules Capricorn with the key. Okay, so Capricorn holds the key. In Capricorn, the tropic of Cancer and Capricorn are the winter and summer solstice, right? So Cancer is ruled by the moon, and Saturn rules the winter solstice, and the moon rules the summer solstice. This is back in antiquity. Okay, so it's really important because you have to understand they rule the feminine axis of the cardinal cross, Cancer and Capricorn. It's feminine. Again, it's feminine. Okay, so there's some mythology that actually Capricorn is the she devil. Okay, because they always say, the devil card rules Capricorn in the tarot. So it is the devil, but they say it's the she devil. Okay, so it's feminine. Right? Capricorn is feminine. So we always think of him as being Cronus, and he's like the father time, which he is as well. But he does have a feminine aspect to him because he's ruled by the feminine.
Yep, it's all feminine. Ain't that neato? So I try to tell you. And that even that masculine aspect, reflection, it's feminine deep down. She-devil, all that, yeah? And so let's go over with one of my favorite stories ever, despite the terrible child gangbang, because that's what's in that movie, in that book. And we're going to get into all that in just a minute here. You get Pennywise and It, right? So if you watch the movie or read the book, because I've even read the book, it is all about the personification of evil, and it comes in all sorts of different forms. And haunts these, basically terrorizes these 7 children. And every time they see it, they get terrorized as this clown, and then it takes whatever they're really afraid of. But it's this clown that keeps showing up. And it's a masculine male clown. But when they get back and they trace it all the way back and they get to its lair, what does it turn out? Which everybody gets really disappointed from there on. That it's a spider, not even a spider, a female pregnant spider. And then, as I told you, let's break it down even further. How do we know that Pennywise, even though you're looking at a dude, how do we know that the name itself, Pennywise, the word wise means wisdom, that means Sophia, that's feminine. Not only that, let's break it down even further. Pennywise the dancing clown, who's known as the dancing star, the great goddess. Isn't that neato? And what they did is they perverted chaos, making it all about murder. It's not about murder. She's called chaos because she's constantly moving. That's how I know I'm my mother's son, because I used to drive my parents wild with that. Because I'm nothing but a live wire with no insulation. I'm constantly moving. He used to tell me, I fidget all the time. You're shaking the table. You're shaking the whole van. Because I just shake my knee. I was constantly moving. They call it nervous energy. No, it's because I'm a reflection. Pennywise the dancing clown. And chaos, it means destruction. It doesn't mean murder, but they turned it into murder. You can destroy stuff without killing anything. Perfect example. A few years ago, a storm came down and took out the fence in my yard here. It was destroyed. Was anybody hurt or killed? No. And then here's the tale of two sisters. Not making any of this up. You know who the only person who can kill it, who they rely on to do use the slingshot, use the silver to hit it, the only person who was good enough of a shot in the story? A girl. And her name, let's break it down even further. Beverly. Not going to use the word B for Beverly. You know why? Because who needs it? Boom, boom, boom. There you go. Beverly. Eve. And not only that, it's Beverly Marsh. What's marsh? Water. It's Cancer. Because the true mother goddess comes from Cancer, not from Capricorn. I can just keep going if you wanted to. It's real simple. Isn't that neato? Only Eve. Only she could do it. Only she could kill the monster, the female it. The female personification of all that is dark and disgusting. Because in this, this is a pretty twisted. It's a twisted story, and not only. And then I would love to get into the whole gangbang thing, but I just don't want to do it. It's terrible. It's terrible because it really is. But that's all symbolic of what happens. Because that's what they tell you the glory of God is. The child gangbang, not kidding. In the story, she has to have sex with all the kids. And that's what they do. They even talk about in the doc. And the documentary I finally got my hands on. It just came out a couple weeks ago. And in the documentary, in the making of this movie, all behind the scenes, the little girl who played Beverly, she had no idea. No one told her that scene was in the book. And so the kids, the boys, they made jokes. And it wasn't until this is the weirdest story I ever heard in Psycho. It wasn't until the mother of the daughter said, why don't you read the book and you'll find out where they're making their jokes. No one told her. No one told her. And so they say they try to explain it away in the documentary. Well, it's weird. We agree with you. But it's this whole thing of how she has sex to bring out this power for them to go fight this demon. And that's the whole part of the glory of God, because you're that's about as low as you can go, right? When you're having a gangbang in a sewer, right? But it's all to get you to be able to overcome and fight the evil and make good reign again. So it's the power of God, as they say, that pulls you out of the true depths of hell. That's what the sewers, the bowels, to pull you out of the power of God, pulls you from the bowels of hell and raises you all the way to heaven. So, but man, oh man, I think we could find a better way to tell a story. So there you go. It's feminine. May look like a dude all day long. When you get back down to it, it's all feminine. Creation all comes from the feminine. How about this? At the beginning, God spoke and there was the word and let there be light, right? All that, or whatever you wanted, whatever you want to say. Well, there was the word or let there be light, whatever the exact, whatever was spoken that comes from the throat. The throat is ruled by Venus. I hate that father time shit with Saturn. I hate it because it's not true. Time is based off eternal time. Eternal time is the sky. Sky is known as heaven. Heaven's known as Uranus. Don't you think that's twisted? That they didn't tell that little girl? They were like 12-year-old kids. Don't you think that's twisted? That nobody who made the movie, nobody, none of them, not any of the, and they said that the adults and the kids, because the movie first takes place when they're a bunch of kids, and then they come back, 27 years later as adults and fight it, and the adults hung out with the kid versions of themselves on film to make it seem more realistic and to share mannerisms and to do stuff like that to make it seem like Seth Green grew up to be Harry Anderson from Night Court. And don't you think that's so twisted that nobody, not the director, not the writer, not any of them adults that were, not even the adult female who played the kid or not even the adult who grew up to play in the movie, you know, I'm trying to, don't need this not to be this confusing. It's just a lot going on here. But yeah, the adult version of the kid. Like, don't you think that woman, the adult woman, should have told that kid actor, like, I just think it's weird that it wasn't until she said, well, it wasn't until my mom said, here, read the book, you find out. And it's like a 1,000-page book, man. It's not like it's a 10-page story. And Stephen King tries to deflect it. And when he's had a couple of deflections or trying to stick up for it. And one of his things was, you think people would be more outraged about a child killer than a child gangbang in a sewer. But that's the mind you're dealing with. It's really ate up, man. It's really ate up stuff. Yep, I just wanted to get that out there. Thanks a lot for watching. What have you done for love today? I said that, right? Yeah, it's important. You can say it again. It's totally cool, right? I think the more we heard it, the more we said it. But, well, never mind. Actions speak louder than words. So I'm done with all that. But I know, but my actions every day. I just had somebody the other day. I showed up to their show, and they were like, I can always count on you. Like, yep, sure can. That's me. That's what I do. Because I'm love. And actions speak louder than words. What have you done for love today? Huh? What'd you do? I got a new slogan coming out too. I like this one too. Think about this, it's awesome. I like this one. I don't know if I might even like it even better. I don't know. But I'm not gonna have two. I'll just put this somewhere. I'll figure out something to do with it. It goes like this. Heaven's for heroes. What are you?